What percent is that? Made 4, missed 5, somebody. Failure.
4, 44, and 49.
Wow. Caleb, you're quickly not becoming Mr. 263, right? Connor, I believe this, the clips do.
I didn't know that.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Got on the list.
No, you
Well,
haven't.
that's critical of me to say that.
Anybody get anything?
I think I may have gotten first.
Really? Claire says no. Roman? Anybody think they got either one of them? Maggie says maybe both or just one? Wow, you have people maybe the first one. Alright, first one, let's just attack that. What, Logan Spees, your answer is?
I got 12 over x squared minus 1.
I think we were solving for x. But I'll write that down. 12 over x squared minus 1. Maggie, did you get an x answer? X equals 4. You, by the way, could check this. 4 over 4 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 over 3 equals 4 over 4. Yes, it does. How'd you do it, Maggie?
I did
Yeah, and that's people, those of you that didn't know or couldn't do this, the first thing, don't let the letters scare you. Think about what you do anytime you have two equal fractions and you're trying to solve something. Like, you know, if you had 3 over x equals 5 over 9, how do you solve that? Well, the first thing you do is you look, can you go from there? You can't really do that. When you can't do that, you have to cross multiply. So you should have taken this times this and made it equal to this times this. So what is x times x minus 1 equals 3 times 4, which is 12. Which isn't going to be nice because what happens, David? X times x is x squared. X times minus 1 is minus x, and that equals 12. And now we're still scary. Meg, is that what you got?
Yes.
How do you now, because of your infinite math knowledge, I'm going to switch it over here. X squared minus x equals 12. How do you solve something like that? I'll entertain a notion on that. Cameron, English. What type of equation is it going to be? We just talked about them yesterday. What's the equation when you have an x squared in it called? Quadratic. So you could graph it, use a parabola and find where it crosses, or you could try to solve it by factoring. Yeah. How do I factor this? What do I have to do? Set it equal to 0. So x squared minus x minus 12 equals 0, right? What does this factor into? What times what gives you negative 12 added together gives me minus 1. Negative 4 and positive 3. What two answers do I get? When will this be 0? When x is 4. When will this be 0? When x is negative 3.
Those two answers should be it.
You should be excited about this because this is like a culmination of many things that you've learned all put together, Logan. These all put together in one tightly knit woven package. You think you do another one, Stritzel or Schellhammer like that? Stritzel? Does that make any sense? How about the second one? Anybody? entertaining any knowledge on that? Nobody gives it a try, cause if somebody would've got this, I probably would've said, let's just quit for the day.
I think I have it though.
No, you don't.
Can you list your answer?
Sure, what's your answer?
Have people form.
Did it work? Did you put it in the thing? See if it worked? You just guessed. Oh, you looked at the book.
I did not.
Tell me how you did it. That was really good.
Well, I've made the same denominator for 3 over x plus 16 over 2x. So I multiply x times 2 on the left, so then I can do 6 over 2x. And I added those together to get 22 over 2x equals 11 over 1. And so I cross multiplied those to get 22 equals 22x, and I divided 22x by 22, divided 22 by 22 by x.
Exactly. I need not say any more about that. Nice job. So now you all got it?
No, that's
267.
now we're done for the day.
Or
I think we got the right.
I said, had somebody told me that when I asked. But Ryan never jumped forward there.
But that's.
Here's the deal. When you come across stuff like this, okay, you wanna get rid of those denominators that are x's, cause it just doesn't work well with this. So what you need to do is you just need to multiply everything by the least common multiple of the denominator. Just like when you add fractions together, what's the smallest thing that both x and 2x? If I were adding 3x and 16 over 2x together, what's my common denominator? 2x, right? Factor it, you get an x, you get there. So what you want to do is you want to multiply all 3 of these by 2x, because when you do, the bottoms are all going to cross out and give you no bottom denominator thing. See, if I multiply this by 2x, and I multiply this by 2x, and I multiply this by 2x, okay, this is like 2x over 1. This x crosses off with that x, and that leaves you with a 6 up here, plus this 2x and that whole 2x cross off to leave you with just a 16, right? And then over here you get 2x times 11, which is 22x. So you end up with 22 equaling 22x, and x equals 1. I'm not so sure. I thought I heard you say something about cross canceling or something, or did you say something like that?
I did a little bit different.
Maybe you just got lucky. I got it right. Does that make sense for you? Let me give you another one to try just like that. Yes? This one won't be so easy though. Can I tell you that? Was it bad if I preface it with that? Try this. See how you like it. By the way, yeah. 3 over x minus 1 minus 2 over x equals 5 over 2x. You want to try it or you want me to do it? Say you want to try it. Show that you have some initiative. Show that you want to learn. You want to become smarter. You want to be better people. You want to be the best you can be. Coming up with the least common multiple at the bottom might be a small struggle, but I'll let you can do it. Meanwhile, I will let out the sunshine.
Wow. Ow, my eyes. No, I was over here, Ryan was over here.
I did this.
Okay, I didn't want to go too hard because I didn't want to break it. Because then everybody would laugh at me, I
It
would
wasn't a
fall
problem,
back.
just use like time before. And just pull it the wrong way and then.
Okay. But then you guys would have been laughing at me, so I just saved myself from you guys making fun of me.
Answers we got, anybody? Again, this is one of those problems where, ladies and gentlemen, you need a lot of paper to keep yourself organized so you don't get things all kitty office. I think you got it. Usually if you come up with some sort of an even answer,
No, I
this
didn't.
turns out to be a fractional. Wait, no,
Wait, does it? Because if it does, I got it.
no, it works out nicely. It's an integer, if you will, a rational number. You have it, Claire? Are you done? Huh?
I don't, I'm not.
You're just like hunting?
I'm just confused.
You're just like, I'm going to wait until my brain can devour a little bit more of how this works. Alright, for the sake of an interest of time, what is the least common multiple of the denominators? Noah Clausing, haven't heard you today. That's one of it, one part of it. Thank you very much. If you factor these, well, you can't do anything with this, it's just x minus 1. This is just an x, and this is just a 2 times an x. So the smallest factors they all have, well, this one has one of those, so x minus 1. These both have 1x, so you take 1x. This one has a 2, so you have to take a 2. That is your common denominator. That is what you need to multiply everything by. That's not that bad because things cross off. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to rewrite this down here. 3 over x minus 1. We're going to multiply it times that. I'm going to do the same thing with the second term. 2 times 2 over x minus 1 times x. And I'm going to do the same thing with the equals part. 5 over 2x times 2 times x minus 1 times x. Are you with me? I just took the common denominator, multiplied it by all 3 of these terms. And then things just start to cancel out to a workable form. X minus 1 crosses off with the x minus 1. 3 times 2 times x is 6x. Here you gotta watch out for this little guy here. X crosses off with this x. You're left with 2 times 2, which is 4. 4 times x is 4x, but it's a minus there, so it's minus 4x. 2 times 2 is still 4, times a minus 1 is a minus 4, but it's a minus there, so it's a plus 4. Are you with me on that? Can we do that again in slow motion?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay. You understand that the x is crossed off, right? So I probably should have, I now need to multiply, I multiplied the 2 times the 2 and I got 4. That 4 gets multiplied by both of these. One is 4x and one is minus 4. Okay? But there's a minus in front that changes it to its opposite. So when you multiply the 4 times the x, you get positive 4x, but there's a minus, so it's minus 4x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, but there's a minus there, so it's a plus 4. That was the slow motions that I was getting. Now the 2 and the x cross off, so you're left with 5 times x minus 1, which is 5x minus 5. And then it's just a matter of solving. I hope I did this right. 6x minus 4x, I get 2x plus 4 equals 5x minus 5. Subtract 4, I get a negative 9. Subtract 5x, I get a negative 3x. If you divide negative 9 by negative 3, you get x equals 3. Better, Claire, or not? Ready? Let's do uno mas. You want just like that? You want the hardest one they can give you. That's all I hear over here. Try this one. How about 4 over x minus 2 minus 2 over x equals, this one's too similar to the last one, 1 over 3x. I will give you 25.2 seconds to try that. know that we've probably done 5 of the last 20 lessons. And I'd like to do the lesson 110 using the quadratic formula. Can we do that today? Great. Today. Ryan says, he's pretty confident he got the answer to this. David, are you confident?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you get a fraction. Huh?
I'm no longer confident, so let's.
Okay, that's good, because I didn't get it first.
You get a fraction, and not only is it a fraction, it's a negative fraction.
Oh, yeah, negative number.
It's a negative fraction that ends up being less than
Detail
3.
over sticking with our present.
I got negative number.
Unless I wrote the problem down wrong. Let me check it again, make sure I got it
I'm
right.
calling the lookout on this one because, both.
Well, I have an
ways.
improper fraction. But you could obviously change that too. I will entertain, I would like to know your answers. Ryan?
X equals 2.
Really?
Yeah, multiple.
Hold on a second, let me make sure I wrote this down. 4 over x minus 2 minus 2 over x equals 1 over 3x. Somebody get a fraction? Maggie? I'll just go that, you don't have to give me the order. We're all grown up here. Anyone else give me another fraction? Watson, what'd you get? What'd you get? Marco? Negative 14 over 5, that's outrageous. How would you come up with something like that? Nobody else? Stritzel?
Definitely didn't get the right answer.
People need that. Madison Wilman. Give me some, nothing? None of those? Nah. That doesn't make it right. What's your common denominator? X minus 2, correct, and 3x, right? Everybody get that? We already have an x here, so we don't need to repeat it. So you're gonna multiply 4 over x minus 2 times that, which is x minus 2 times 3x. Over 1. Minus 2, x minus 2 times 3x over x equals 1 times x minus 2 times 3x. I am convinced that if you could do it on a big board like I'm doing it, many of you would get this right. So, this crossed off, right? Boom, boom, you were left with? Somebody? 12x. Raise your hand if you got 12x. Alright. This one, here's the deal. X crosses off with this x, so you're still left with this 3 and the 2. So I maybe make that 6. So I'll need to multiply 6, distributive property. 6 times x is 6x, but there's a minus, so it's a minus 6x. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12, but there's a minus negative 12, which makes it positive 12. And we messed up on that one. And that'll do it. This one over here, 3x crosses off with the 3x, you're left with x minus 2. And the rest they say is history. 12x minus 6x is 6x, plus 12 equals x minus 2, subtract x, you get 5x equals, subtract 12, negative 14, Marco, negative 14 over 5. Give Claire a big hand, kids. Claire, what was your secret?
Well, I thought I did it wrong.
That's why you should never.
I just said I did it.
Logan,
I don't understand the middle part of it, where it's 2 times x minus 2.
Wait, you don't understand this?
Yeah, I don't understand how you got, like,
The minus 6 plus 12.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the deal. Let me do it like this. If I take 6 times both of these, you understand I get 6x minus 12, right?
How do you get 6 though?
Because of the 6. This 2 times this 3 that was here
Oh,
gave me the 6. When I multiply the numbers together, I just did it so I kind of got rid of some of the junk that I was dealing with. 2 times 3 gave me the 6. Does that make sense?
yeah.
I really want to do quadratic formula. Can I do quadratic formula? Would you let me do quadratic formula right now?
Yes.
I promise not to give you any math homework. You
Yeah.
give me the quadratic.
Do the quadratic formula, I read
Quadratic
your reasons,
Huh?
so.
Why doesn't,
She spoiled it. Now it'll be homework.
Can you do the quadratic
no, I
formula?
just wanna know why did the
I wanted
X,
to part.
Wait, why did what?
why don't you put that one X into the, least common for the bottom?
I'm going to hover over this and you tell me where the 1x you're talking about is.
The X at the bottom in the middle, right there.
This one?
No,
Oh.
like over at the top where you put 2 over X, how come that X and?
Because 3 is.
Because
Sorry.
it's a most of each,
Because we need to
Most-
use the.
When I factor this, Madison, if I factor this, this has to stay one factor because it's subtraction. This factor is just an x. This is 3 times x. When I take the group that has the most of each one, these both just have 1x, so I just take 1x. If you put x squared in there, it'll still work, but you'll get a whole lot of reducing together at the end. Did you put x squared there?
Yeah.
It'll still work out to this. It just really, really complicates that, you know. So that's all. Wait, I have to stop this.